a fine fall morning for a dog walk with Peyote and me. Excuse me if I'm a bit out of breath, but it's a long walk up the hill, a mile up the hill to get to this trail. My wife made a statement, Amona Ma made a statement on a program we were doing just the other day that said the poison is the nectar. I loved it. So this video somehow is poison is the remedy, the darkness is the light. Love, which is union, which is awakening, is the collapse of all ideas of darkness and light, poison and nectar. This and that, me and other, and all sense of separation and division within and without. Love is union. Love is beyond darkness and light. We're listening out for coyotes. Love is the highest, the deepest, the brightest. We have no real word for this love that I'm speaking of, because love, as soon as I say the word love to you, there's an idea, there's a notion, there's a kind of framing of what it means to us. And because we all see through the eyes of our conditioning and the language that we use, which is always the language of conveyance, because within ourselves, in many ways, on the deepest level, there is no language. There is just this, I don't even know what to call it. So this that is being spoken of is the vast, the mystery itself. In order to fall into or rise into this kind of love, this kind of unknowable, unnameable love, we must, of course, go through the veils, go through the darkness, cast the light of awareness on the darkness, on the shadows. Oh, some poop. Hold on, I'll be back. We must shine our light of awareness on such darkness. But while there is a sense of darkness, there is still something, in many ways, unprocessed. Unprocessed doesn't mean we have to process it in the formalized kind of way. We don't have to do that. But we do have to allow it to come to the surface. That which is unprocessed, in many ways, is the issue, the individual issue, the family issue, the collective issue, a global issue. For all that is held in darkness, held in the shadows, unprocessed, finds its way to the surface, one way or another. Our task is to bear it, to know it, to see it, to feel it, and therein to somehow allow it to dissolve. This, of course, is not easy because pain, the pain of the shadow, the pain of all that is unprocessed, hurts like hell. And if you know my channel, you'll know that expression, among others. Our task is to bear it, even if it hurts like hell, not with gritted teeth, but with open arms, with the grace of our being, a juxtaposition of opening to that which hurts, as opposed to fighting that which hurts. In many ways, humans have everything upside down. But so, in this way, what I'm really talking about is, as I said at the front of the video, poison is the nectar. I might say, poison is the remedy. Poison is the solution. We enter the poison. We drink the poison. What is the poison? Poison is the darkness. The poison is our darkness. Poison is that which seems as though it's going to kill us. That which hurts. That which we've carried either through the experience in childhood in this life, which is usually painful, or karma from the collective field, the karma of our sensitivity in the kind of architecture of who we are. You know, many of us are born extremely sensitive. Many of us are born fragile. Many of us are born, as it were, kind of wounded, whether we carry that from some sort of previous karma. I don't know. I'm still only trying to deal with this one and not speculate on what's been brought into this life. It gets too mindy to do that. There's enough to deal with here. But we're not all born the same. Sometimes it's a mystery. You get some people who are born into well-adjusted, seemingly well-balanced families, and still they're upended, out of balance, emotionally wounded, hurt. Usually there's something in the family line, in the ancestry that's carried through. That's my kind of speculation, because we're not just the sum of this family, we're the sum of our ancestral line. Right from the word go, right from wherever we came from, man. Because when you think about where you came from, you know, just in terms of your ancestry, where are you going to stop? Fathers, mothers, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, great-great-great-great-grandparents. I'm not going to say it too many times. And more and more and more, till you get back to what? You know, a fragrance of you, a whisper of you. A whisper, yeah, just some subtlety of you that began in when? 13th century, 12th century, 11th ancestors going back, because you didn't just appear out of nowhere, did we? We didn't just appear out of nowhere, although it seems like it. Here we are, born to parents, have a few grandparents, have heard something about great-grandparents. That's it. That's as far as our, investigation goes. And maybe we research it in some ancestry.com or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fragrance of our DNA, the fragrance of our wounds, the fragrance of everything that, all of the history of what those before us have experienced gets passed through in subtle ways or in big ways. I can't convey how vast we are, even over the timeline of history. We stretch back across continents, across time. Back to where? Maybe the Garden of Eden. Back to Atlantis, back to Lemuria, back to, who knows where? I don't know. There's so little we actually know about history. Not a historian or anything like that. This is just a kind of speculation to open up the notion, that who we are and what we carry is more than just us, is more than just this vehicle with these wounds, with these hurts, with this kind of fragility, with this body. And so, but going back to what I was saying, is the poison is the remedy. The poison of the darkness. We enter, drink the poison. What seems to be poison turns out to be nectar. And why does it turn out to be nectar? Because it starts to heal us, like a homeopathic remedy starts to heal us. It starts to heal the idea of darkness. It starts to heal the idea of the unbearable. It starts to heal the idea that I can't handle it. It starts to heal the very idea of separation. It starts to heal us back to a kind of union. Yeah, and we have the capacity to bear that. I talk about the capacity that we have all of the time. It's not an easy capacity. Yeah, it's not la-di-da. It's like, blood and guts. Here we are again, always talking about the blood and guts of us, the ragged edge, the blood and guts, etc., etc. But these things, the blood and guts, the ragged edge, they break us open. We need to be broken open. You can only be, when you're broken open, something beautiful, something true, something raw, something real comes out. Instead of this facile nonsense in the world we live in, where everybody's kind of pretending but sitting on volcano all the time, or else it comes out in these aggressive, violent, reactive ways. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something far deeper, far more wise, far more intelligent on the level of consciousness and on the level of our personal sovereignty. You drink the poison of the wound. Bear it, meet it, know it, love it. And by, it starts to kind of heal something within us. And that very healing takes us deeper and deeper and higher. And it takes us into a kind of place, that's closer to union. A union with all that is. It may take a day, it may take a moment, you may get a whisper of it, you may get a hint, a flavour, a fragrance of it, and then lost again in the matrix of duality, lost again in the division of everything, lost again in the reactive body. Well, who cares? Just, then no, got lost again. Doesn't matter. We're all always lost again. And then you come back. Taste it, taste it, taste it. Drink the poison. Let it start healing you. Slowly, slowly, something starts to break open. More permanently, more abidingly. This is really, it's a beautiful, heart-opening journey. My post yesterday, my poems yesterday. Love, oops, he went again. Love is the enlightenment of the heart. True love is the enlightenment of the heart. Awakening is enlightenment of the heart. Enlightenment is enlightenment of the heart. This enlightenment stuff and awakening stuff that forgets to talk about the wounded heart, the closed heart, the fractured heart, the seemingly broken heart, the defended heart, is not what I'm talking about. I'm more interested in the heart. Because the heart is the portal, the heart is the doorway to that which is deeper, to the real union. Not a mental union, but a union that has such grace of love in it. And in that, the whole notion of dark and the whole notion of light collapses into one. It doesn't collapse into one. It melts into one.